K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of Morning Tailgate to kick off the 2020 NFL season. We'll probably start doing
2020.
this 2022. I'm sorry. Um, that is our new guy, Tiny Tim. We'll call him. I guess he's halfway around the world. We're still negotiating a contract with him. He wants a lifetime of Butterfingers for the next 17 games. We're offering him bags of M&Ms right now. But Tim, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good. Thanks for having me on. This is going to be a interesting time.
Yep. If you guys watch the show, you know Tim is in the comments. You've also seen him on morning or you think you know a couple times our trivia show. So a good friend of mine. A lot of people thought we were brothers back in the day. You know, he's got a little bit more hair than I do now. But and then we're also joined by our big office lineman. We pay him in bacon. That's why we call him Syrup Crispy Bacon. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How's everybody doing this morning?
We're doing good. All right, so let's get to the big news. Last week, a couple weeks ago, Aaron Rodgers is going back to Green Bay. Are we shocked? Not shocked? Tim, we'll start with you since you're a Wisconsin guy. I know you don't follow Green Bay, but
Yeah, I'm not following Green Bay, but and it's not really a shock. If it were a shock, I don't know. You know, he was trying to pull his best Brett Favre and failed. I just think there's just way too much connection there in Green Bay. If it were different, if if management hadn't done what they did in the preseason of 2021, I don't think you would have seen Aaron Rodgers come back for 2022, at least for one season. I think it's a big contract. I think it's a ridiculous contract, but it is what it is.
all right, Chris, how about you? I know you said you had him going to
I did.
Denver. So what do you think?
I was close. I mean, yeah, he resigned, and that's gonna be good for Green Bay. And we'll talk about what Denver got later. I think it's a good move for Green Bay, but it has to work out for a Super Bowl. I mean, not this year, but in the time of the contract, he's gonna have to win one. I think in order for it to work out. So, but they're still contenders.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, right now, AFC or NFC is pretty wide open. A lot of teams are getting weaker. I mean, you still got the Rams, you got the Bucks, you know, so the Pack could definitely bring it up there and stick it around. I mean, I know me and Messround said that we want to beat Green Bay at their fullest, their healthiest and strongest. So we wanted Rodgers back as much as probably everybody thought we were crazy, but you know, you want to beat them at their best. You want to beat the man. So, you know, we got our chance now. So, and then with that piece falling into place, the next piece was the big trade. Denver gets Russell Wilson for a couple seconds, a couple first, I think it was, Chris, and a couple
Yeah.
players. So, Chris, what do you think of that move?
Denver just got stronger. I mean, yeah, Russell Wilson's been in the NFL for I don't know since 2012. So, but you know he still can play. He's a Super Bowl quarterback, and I think they just got stronger.
Yeah, Tim, what about you? What do you think of that move, Wilson to Broncos?
Honestly, I think that made the AFC West the toughest division in NFL. I think you've got four amazing quarterbacks. You've got an up and comer in Herbert. You've got two quarterbacks that are veterans that have done it year after year in Carr and Wilson now, and then you've got Mahomes, who is the elite of that is the elite of that division. That it only got worse for everybody else in the West. I think it made Denver look like world beaters at this point.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, when your third best quarterback's Russell Wilson, depending on who you're talking to, I mean that's something to be said about. So, And then the other big move, trade wise, I think that happened just hours after that was Carson Wentz going to the
Colts.
Commanders.
Yeah.
Tim, I know you're a Colts fan. What do you think of that move?
I was happy. We didn't we didn't get as much back in that we had lost when we got him back from Philadelphia But what it does is it gives us a chance to really work with Sam Ellinger, that kid from Texas, the rookie that we got last year out of Texas. I think that kid's going to be. It needs one more year under a quarterback that's a proven veteran, and then. But you never know. We might be opening the doors for trades with Garoppolo or maybe Trubisky will sign, or you never know. You don't know what's going to happen in Indy at this point.
No.
Yeah, Chris, what do you think of that move?
Let's see. I mean, he was good in Philly. He was okay, with the Colts. I think he should have stayed with the Colts. I don't think much, that was kind of a interesting finale, but I think he should have stayed with Indianapolis. And I know they're trying to work on a deal and it didn't work out. So it'll definitely be interesting seeing what Washington can do and see what they're going to do with Heineke.
Well, yeah, with Wentz in Philly, I mean, when he was healthy, he was definitely on the verge of being MVP candidate and got hurt. Philly went to the Super Bowl, and I mean, he started off decent with the Colts. But what intrigues me about this whole Washington thing is they reportedly called every team on their quarterback situation. They called Kansas City, and to me, if I'm Kansas City and somebody calls about Patrick Mahomes, I mean, we're not gonna talk unless you're talking like 10 first round picks. I mean, he's the elite of the elite. So uh, we'll see what Washington does. If once it's healthy, I mean, Chris, that's your division. You got to be kind of worried if once it's healthy that the Commanders could actually do something this year. So
Yeah, I a little bit, but
yeah. So let's get into Tim. You got a quarterback opening. Who do you think that they should go after? I know you named a couple guys already.
Well, we could take a lot of pain and suffering out of the AFC West and go after David Carr. We could send him 2 seconds and a first. They'd be happy. They take it in a New York minute. You, it sounds perfect. I'm not really sold on Garoppolo. I've never really been sold on Garoppolo, even when he was in New England. Um, Trubisky kind of scares me a little bit. Um, right now, if I were to go anywhere, shoot, I don't know. I honestly I don't know. There's nothing we could draft, but at that point we'd be putting the people who are trying to. You're going against Ursay's all in for next year by drafting. So you have to go after a quarterback that's proven at this point that's just missing pieces.
Yeah. So one trade I actually forgot about. Cowboys made a big move. Chris, maybe you can talk about this a little bit. Cooper going to the Browns.
yeah, I feel like
I don't think the trade would in favor the as the Cowboys as much as a few people think. So, Chris, what do you think?
Browns or Cowboys got a 5th-round pick out of it. I don't. That's a bad deal in my opinion, but yeah, Browns, improve their wide receivers, and it's going to be a huge loss for Dallas. I mean, yeah, you got C.D. Lamb, and right now you have Gallup, but he might be traded too, so or early release during free agency. So it's hurting Cowboys, but improving Cleveland.
Okay, yeah, I'm just reading here up on the trade. They're reporting that the Cowboys are close to signing Gallup, so that might help out. We know that was a big salary dump. I mean, we're not
Yeah.
too crazy about it. Tim, what do you think of that Cooper to Browns
I,
trade?
I think the part that confuses me is the fact is, yeah, you got Cooper going to the Cleveland, and then in the next statement, the next words coming out of Cleveland's mouth is telling Landry he can seek a trade. So you're taking another weapon. You replace one weapon with another for another weapon when you could use both of them. It makes no sense.
No, you're actually right there, and I was actually stunned when I heard that. They're like, "Yep, you could, we got Cooper, so go ahead and seek a trade." It's like, what? Why wouldn't you want both guys? And they're still unsure on I can't even think of the quarterback name right now.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Mayfield. They're unsure if they're going to move him or keep him. So, Browns got some because I know there's been talks of Browns, Minnesota talking about quarterback swap as a pick. So,
we'll take Landry.
Yeah, I bet you will. But you still have to find some salary cap there, Chris.
Oh, I know.
You're cutting DiNucci, ain't gonna cut it. So
we also got rid of our kicker. So, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So also another big blockbuster trade that's in the works, and it's been works for about a year and a half now. Since he's got cleared of all his court cases and got cleared, Deshaun Watson sounds like Carolina's making a big play for him. So, Tim, what do you think on Watson getting moved, or where do you think he should go?
I think he's going. I truthfully think he's going to go to Carolina. I think Carolina's packaging a nice deal. I think Houston's already got their quarterback of the future. I really do. That kid played last year unbelievably good football, and I've seen him twice, and I know it. He's got all the potential in the world. Now you give him a running back, you scoop up Deshaun Watson, and you put McCaffrey in the trade. I think Houston's going to jump Jacksonville's in that division.
Well, we know a couple people would disagree with you that are on the Jacksonville bandwagon, but we won't get into that part. But Chris, what do you think?
Well, their bandwagon's got a flat tire.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what do you think? Watson to Carolina out of Houston. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I think they got their quarterback of the future, but in Houston, Carolina seems like a good fit for Watson. I mean, they're used to the running quarterback, so to speak, and they had Cam Newton. So I guess it's kind of like the Cam Newton situation all over again. I think it's a good fit. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, if it's me, I mean, talent-wise, you can't argue his talent, but still, what you don't know what the NFL is going to do with the legal issues, or if they're going to reprimand them. I guess I would proceed with caution. Talk and see what we can get done. But yeah, him to the Panthers, like Tim said, if they could, Houston turns around and gets McCaffrey, man, you're talking about a stud running back with that offense, young offense. I mean, Houston could be going places. We'll see. I mean, there's been talks, pretty much any opening, everybody's talking about Watson. I mean, even here in Minnesota, there's talking. We don't even have an opening yet, but hopefully soon. So, speaking of openings, Jimmy G's been reportedly on his way to the Saints. That's the front runner there. So, Chris, what do you think about Jimmy G possibly joining the Saints?
I'm kind of up in the air on that, only because he just had surgery. What, his shoulder or something?
Yeah, I think so.
So you're kind of unsure of what what he's capable of heading into next season at the moment. There's no off-season activity, there's no training camp, no nothing right now. You don't even know the timetable, so I think it's kind of risky to sign him. But if you do, you put him in a backup position till you fully know what he's capable of.
All right, Tim, what do you think, Jimmy G possibly with the Saints?
I don't see it happening. I honestly, at this point, I think he's more likely going to probably head to Seattle. If Seattle doesn't draft Malik Thomas or Malik whatever his name Malik Willis, I honestly think that Jimmy G will sign in Seattle to for under Pete Carroll.
That might be a good one. I didn't even think about that, but Tim, we talked, or you said something about the AFC South being stronger. Well, they got stronger on the defensive side. Chargers got Mac from the Bears. So, Tim, what do you think of that trade? Is Mac still the same old Mac that he was at the Raiders, or is he kind of declined?
I like Khalil Mack. I think Chicago made a mistake. You've got a I think you've got a defensive minded coach in Everflus. You saw what he did with Darius Leonard in Indy. You saw what he did with DeForest Buckner in Indy to let your best linebacker go. I think that was a mistake. I don't think there was enough. I don't think they got enough. But for San Diego's credit, that defense is going to be solid. That defense was going to be a top 15, if not top 10 defense in the NFL. It's a strong. You got Derwin James, you got Bosa, you've got Khalil Mack. That's a strong defense.
Yeah, Chris, what do you think of that defense getting stronger with Mac?
I mean, Mac's still a good player. It's going to be, an interesting signing and an interesting 2022. So I think he still has a lot, in the tank.
Oh yeah, I think he's got a lot in the tank, and right now that AFC South, every move they make ain't hurting them. I mean, but Mac with that defense, I mean, like Tim said, I mean, top 15, top 10 possibly. What are the Bears thinking right now? I mean, I know mess around, that's his team. He's not here right now. What do we think I mean, they got a whole new regime. I mean, outside of ownership, everybody's new. So, Chris, what do you think the Bears are thinking right now?
I would think just getting better, but who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, Tim, what do you think? What do you think they're thinking?
I'm thinking that they're trying to get draft capital. At this point, they're just trying to get as much as they can right now to see what they can build up. Maybe on draft day that they trade up. They trade up even further. Maybe get more seconds. Maybe another first. Who knows at this point? Maybe they're just getting draft collateral.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish Messerau was here. He could kind of shed the light on what he thinks is going on. But for me right now, just looking at it, I think you guys are right. I think they're going for draft capital. They're going for assets. Maybe trying to score something. But right now, the way it's looking, the North is going to be the Packers division to lose, followed by the Vikings, and then possibly Lions and Bears at the bottom there. Uh, so let's see, what else can we talk about? Let's talk about some quarterback openings. We know we got about 6 of them. We got Pittsburgh's opening, the Saints, the Bucks, the Colts. We've already touched on a little bit. I know I'm missing a couple other ones there. So, excuse me. Where do we think some quarterbacks? What do you think teams are going to do, Chris? What do you think Pittsburgh's going to do with their opening?
Ooh, I think they should try and find a backup, a veteran. I know they're going to try to find a quarterback. I think they should try to find a veteran quarterback and then maybe draft one to back up.
Okay. Tim, how about you? What do you think Pittsburgh's going to do?
I think they're drafting, but you got 2 young quarterbacks there as it is. I think Crispy's right. I think you need to at least bring in a veteran to work with any of these 2 young quarterbacks they've got, and possibly a rookie quarterback that they're going to draft. I think that's what they're going to need to do.
Yeah, I can see a guy like Fitzmagic if he. I don't think he's announced his retirement yet, but I can see him going there. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater going there to fill the gap right now. I don't think they're going to draft. I think they got two young guys that they're going to look into. Maybe get a veteran that they could possibly get for 2-3 years. The Saints, we talked about possibly Jimmy G, but they got Watson, they got Hill. Tim, where do you think they kind of go?
Right now, actually, I got something that was really weird saying that the Saints are reportedly like to speak to Watson after making trade offers. That just came up on mine. So they might be in the race for Watson. They may go at if Watson goes to Carolina, they could probably go after Cam Newton. Who knows at this point? There's a lot of things out there. They being a jump at somebody big. Who knows? They might be going after Kirk Cousins. Who know? You never know.
Yep. Chris, how about you? What do you think? Going to go on is New Orleans.
I don't know if Watson will be a good fit for New Orleans, but why not? You don't have a quarterback really at the moment, so anything is possible. But I think they should, kind of like Pittsburgh, sign a veteran and see what you can find in the draft.
Yeah, I think Watson would be a good fit in New Orleans. It's going to be hard shoes to fill with Breeze gone. I mean, we all know that. No matter if it's next year or 6 years down the road, you're going to be compared to Breeze. So,
well, I mean, the same thing. The same thing happened with New England, and the same thing's happening with Tampa Bay. They're trying to figure out how to, fill a void without Brady.
Yep. No, exactly. So, yeah, Watson to the Saints. The door's open, like Tim said. It's a possibility of anywhere. The Bucks, going from Tom Brady. I know a lot of people still think he's coming back. A few reports or a few people I've listened to think that he's going to come back and try to work his way to San Fran. I don't know. I think he's done. I mean, I know, you've done this for X amount of years. It's hard to just walk away from the game. So, Tim, what do you think the status of Brady, the Bucks? What might happen there?
I think Tom's done. I honestly think that he's spoken with his family. I think he's going to go in that direction. I don't see him as somebody that really wants to change he changes his mind so much that usually if he makes a decision, he pretty much sticks with it. On the quarterback front for Tampa Bay, I think Kyle Trask, I'm not trying to toot the homer banner being a Gators fan, but Kyle Trask, he got to learn under Tom Brady. There are few quarterbacks in this league that chance to learn from Tom Brady, Jimmy G, Brian Hoyer, just to name a couple. But he got to learn under Tom Brady. So who knows? And I know what the kid can do as a quarterback. He's got the mentality. He reads defense as well. He's going to be able to do that under basically Tom Brady's offense. Give him a shot. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, no. Chris, what do you think? You think Trask is the guy, or do you think the Bucks are going to go somewhere else?
I feel like Trask is their guy, but I wouldn't be surprised if they looked somewhere else.
Yeah,
I think
they'll test the waters, but I think Trask is their guy. Give him the keys. Like Tim said, what's it to lose? You go 0-17, you make the playoffs, you win the whole dang thing. I mean, he's got the team around to bring back the weapons that maybe outside of Gronk, you bring back the weapons that he had with Brady. So I say, yeah, let's go. Let's kind of wish Minnesota would have done that here. Got rid of Cousins and went with the young Kellen Mond, but there's a lot of going on here. So, but I like that. Looking forward to. Actually, do you guys got any news that I missed on players? I try to keep up with them. I saw something about Bears are interested in Smith-Schuster from Pittsburgh. I think that would be a kind of a good fit there for them. Um, but outside of that, I know, Chris, you said free agency starts what, in a couple days? You're on mute, Chris.
Sorry. Starts Wednesday.
Wednesday's free agency,
Start
so
tomorrow.
we're going to see a lot of buckets fall, I think. So, all right. So, looking at the upcoming drafts, the way it sits right now, top 5 picks, you got Jags, Detroit, Houston, Jets, and the Giants. First off, let's start with the Jags. What do you guys think the Jags are going to do? Tim, we'll start with you.
I think they're going defense. I honestly think that they need a defense to go, even though they need weapons for Lawrence right now. If you can't stop any leaks in your defense, the offense isn't going to do anything. I think they go defense. I think they may go. Was a kid Hutchinson out of Michigan? I'm a diehard on Hutchinson out of Michigan at this point.
Yep.
That kid can flat out ball.
So, Chris, what do you think Jacksonville should do?
I think they should do offensive line. I mean, yeah, they do need defensive help, but if you want to protect, your quarterback, you kind of need an offensive line to do that. So, I'd probably go offensive line.
Now, could Detroit at number 2 get kind of scared that Jacksonville's going to go defense and trade their picks to move up to one spot to get their guy? Personally, I think Jacksonville should trade out. I really do. I know they got a lot of holes to fill. But if they're not going to go defense, offensive would be your best bet. But I think Detroit's going to get scared because I think Detroit wants Hutchinson. So I think they're going to try to maneuver up there one spot. So, but when it's set, Detroit's at number 2. So, Tim, what do you think Detroit should do or needs to do?
I think Detroit. I'm going to do the exact opposite of what Crispy said. Crispy says that they need that Jacksonville needs offensive line and instead of defense. And I truthfully think I'm not quite sure on the names yet. I'm a little, but I think they need to go offensive line. I think truthfully, if Jared Goff, even though he's Goff awful, maybe he needs the targets. He needs the time. I think if you put a solid lineman in front of him, I think, and start building around the line like a lot of teams do, I think you're going to see a lot. I think you're going to see a bigger change in Detroit just by giving him a little more time, maybe a little more time so he can look at his weapons. I think he'd go offensive line.
All right, Chris, how about you? What do you think they're going to do?
I'm going to continue with offense, but I think more weapons, like more receivers or maybe a running back. But he needs some help. He needs some more targets, and maybe a wide receiver will help.
Yeah, those 2 teams right there, Jags and Lions, need a lot of help all over the place.
They could trade out of that pick too.
Yeah, they could.
Detroit could easily trade out.
Yep, they could. I really see them probably getting scared if they want Hutchinson that they'll move up. I really do. Texans at number 3. Another team that needs quite a bit. I don't know what Texas does. What do you, Chris? What do you think the Texans do?
Ooh, I'd look for a quarterback maybe, if you're not interested in the one you got.
Tim, what do you think?
I think you go defense. I think you go defensive back. You've got Tennessee, who's got 2 wide receivers that like to extend the field. You've got Pittman in Indy that likes to extend the field. Maybe if Paris Campbell ever get his head straight, he could extend the field. And Jacksonville's only going to get better. I don't see them as they're going to get better, and they've got weapons. And if they add Robinson, like they're talking about, then they just extend the field. You need defensive backs against a division like that.
Oh yeah, it was just like the Moss factor here in Minnesota. Everybody went defensive back, especially the Packers, Bears, and Lions when Vikings had Moss because you could stop them. So Texans, another team. I think all the top 5 teams need a lot of help in a lot of places. So
Yeah.
and not everybody's going to be able to gain assets. So, but I think Houston's going to go offensive line, protect that young quarterback because I think that's who their quarterback in the future is going to be is the guy that played last year. So, and who knows, if they pull off a trade, for Watson, that might change the whole story. So speaking of the draft, let's go to our favorite teams. So, Chris, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have, let's see here.
Like what, the 25th?
24th pick. So
that was close.
yeah, you were. Better than the Danucci take, but all right. So the 25th, fourth pick, Chris. What Jerry Jones is calling you? What do you want them to do?
I say go offensive line. I don't know who, but you go offensive line. Dak's been, I guess somewhat accurate, but you need some help protecting him in order to be accurate. So he got sacked a lot last year. And
now, could you see any scenario where the Cowboys package that up and maybe Zeke and move up and try to grab a better stud offensive lineman, or do you think they're going to stay at 24?
I think they'll stay at 24.
All right.
Don't normally give up picks that easy.
Yeah. All right, Tim, your Colts are sitting at 16, I believe.
What do you? No. We're all the way in the second round because of the whole stupid Wentz deal.
That's right. You're in the second round. So, all right.
Yeah, we're in the second round.
Since you don't have a first round pick, do you think the Colts are going to try to get back in the first round?
I think they do.
They got the assets to do it.
We've got 2/3 and a second. We also have seconds next year that we could bundle into a first round pick. I truly, if we really want to do it, I think we trade with Kansas City. I think we trade up to Kansas City and get a wide receiver.
Okay.
Or if we stay pat, we can get Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh. Just make everybody upset.
Do it.
Yeah.
Make them upset.
Adam Barber's chiming in. The Saints and Panthers have made offers to Texas. They're offering 3 first-round picks and more. So, Are we looking at a semi-Herschel Walker trade here to get Watson? I don't know. I'm still going in cautiously. I don't know.
Well, you kind of have to with Watson because, he's clear of charges. From a legal standpoint, but you still have the NFL, and Goodell who will look at this and determine what he wants to do. So he's not out of the woods just yet, but
I don't know. I guess I just, Tim, what do you think? I mean, either one of those teams are going to be a good fit for him, I think.
Yeah, I agree completely. You have to be it's a huge trade, but again, you got to kind of go in there maybe with your hand tied behind your back that you may not be with him for 6 games. You may not be with him 8 games. You don't know. 8 games pushing your limit, but then you better have a quarterback just ready to go week 1 because you're not having Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, exactly. So back to the draft. My Vikings draft 12th. With the new regime, I could not tell you either way they're going because there's so much talk going on that they, have been in contact with teams about 6, 7 players that they're looking to trade. I can see probably Minnesota staying pat and, hopefully bolstering up their offensive line, but I don't know how deep this draft is for offensive line. I know it's not a deep quarterback draft, so I could see them trading out and moving down or moving out of the first round. But if they stay there, hopefully they get the second and third best offensive line to protect Cousins right now, open up holes for Dalvin Cook, and just give our passing game some time to pull off some passes more than 5 yards. So, all right, guys. So that covers the draft. Let's. Oh, excuse me. So, Tim, I haven't talked to you. What did you think of the Super Bowl? I know what Chris and I thought, but what did you think of the Super Bowl?
I actually like the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl to me was fun. It's been a fun. It's the first fun Super Bowl I've had in a while. I early. I tell you, it's not that it's. I wouldn't recommend trying to watch a Super Bowl at 2 a.m. Because that kind of sucks. So you're not waking up until 5 in the morning. Other than that, I enjoyed it. I really thought Cincinnati was going to come back. I really thought they had the opportunities, and it's just you made some stupid mistakes. But then again, when you're a young team like Cincinnati, it's bound to happen. It's the biggest stage in the NFL, so you kind of have to expect it. But and I think they got over the jitters. I think it's just going to be good. I think it was a good Super Bowl.
Yeah, I thought parts of it was good. Like I was telling Chris and some others, I sat at home and watched it. I don't know if it was just because I was at home, not at a Super Bowl party, but I really thought it was just a regular game. I mean, it was a joy to watch. Some good plays, some bad calls by refs, but we'll see what the Rams can do. Can they run it back? I know they're planning on it. Um, so right now on 313 guys, as things stands, who is your Super Bowl matchup for next year? Tim, we'll start with you.
I have to go Kansas City. Even though Denver got better, I still think it's Kansas City's conference to lose. I think your AFC Championship game is going to be Kansas City and Tennessee, but I still think it's going to be Kansas City.
Okay.
And in the NFC, I think you're looking at a Los Angeles Green Bay AFC NFC Championship game. I think Green Bay actually beats the Rams. I think they can finally figure out get on cap. I think they'll be fine.
All right, Chris, how about you?
I'm gonna go Kansas City for the AFC, and then we'll go Green Bay in the NFC.
Okay, so you got the same pick as Tim. You guys know me. I jokingly throw out there every year I want the Bills and Vikings. 0-4 versus 0-4. Still don't think it's going to happen this year, but the offseason is just about to start, so we'll see. But realistically, right now, it's tough. Both conferences are tough. I mean, both conferences. AFC's tough because they've got a lot of top teams. NFC's tough because it's wide open. Any team could, Dallas could do it. The Rams could rerun it back. Where the Super Bowl's where this year or next year?
California, I
California.
believe San Francisco.
All right. I'm going to throw it out there right now. We're going to see a LA showdown. We're going to go Chargers and the Rams. I'll throw it out there right now. Chargers and Rams. Tim's eyes just got all big on me.
I'm the one drinking. I'm the one drinking here, but I think you're the drunk one.
Hey, that AFC is going to be a fun conference to watch all around. I mean,
I think in the AFC West, as it stands right now, and I know the games haven't been played, but you have 3 teams that could potentially make all of them can make the playoffs.
Yep.
The only one I'm unsure about is the Chargers. I mean, they have a good quarterback. He's still young though, but you still have 3 top contenders in that division, and as it stands, they can still make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's going to be a fun year. This last year was fun. The 17th game was fun. Um, I really think that we're in for another great Super Bowl or year for the NFL. Uh, if you watch football, the USAFL is
USFL.
that's going to be starting up soon. So we got definitely stuff there to watch. But we're going to wrap it up a few minutes early, unless anybody else has got a topic they want to bring up quick. With that being said, though, Chris, why don't you let us know what's going on at C2C the rest of the day?
Yeah, so tonight we have Between the Ropes, covering some stuff from SmackDown and Raw and everything in between. So tune in for that, and then I believe On Deck is returning this week. Covering the latest baseball. Finally back and uh, getting back onto that. So tune into Coast to Coast.
Yep, the deal got done. Like somebody said, the MLB deal got done. So On Deck is returning. So, Tim, how about you? What do you got to say on your first episode here on Morning Tailgate?
I loved it. I think it's fun. I think we're gonna butt heads. I think we're gonna be. This is it's fun talk, but it's the fact is it's just football. It's something that we all love and everybody who watches loves. And maybe once in a while we can get somebody like Isaiah in here to kind of like jump off a cliff. But I think I enjoy it, and I miss talking football just with anybody. I don't get that opportunity here, and I get to do that on a weekly basis. And to me that's a lot of fun. I couldn't have asked for a better Sunday.
Yep, no, exactly. So we'll definitely fine tune that contract deal with Tim, and hopefully he'll be on upcoming shows. Most likely he will be. But before we go, Chris, you talked about Between the Ropes, and us three are wrestling fans, and just want to put out our prayers and thoughts are with Mr. Scott Hall, Razor Remote. Um, he's battling right now. I guess the reports are he had a couple heart attacks overnight, so our prayers and thoughts are with his family and all his fans, and hopefully he pulls through. So with that being said, like Chris said, tune in on Tuesday at 7. We got a special On Deck. First episode of the new year. So with that being said, guys, keep checking out Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. Until next time, talk to you guys later.